Hello visuals and welcome back to another edition of the Visual Guyz podcast, a solo edition. This podcast, the next podcast, will just be what I'm titling a Dan Solo podcast. See what I did there? Because we're weird little nerdies here. Han Solo, a Dan Solo, Solo being Solo. What's Solo short for? Solitary? Some shit like that, I don't know. But yeah, I'm on my Todd because Christopher, it's a busy weekend. But not only that, I asked Chris if he could do Sunday because I'm going to go to the Newcastle match on Saturday. And he can't do Saturday night. And he couldn't do Sunday because I think he's doing stuff with family. So it's fair enough. So I can sort it out. The visuals will have to bear with and listen to my fat face ramble on for however long. Because it's She-Hulk episode 3. Spoiler heavy review. We're going to talk about what went down in She-Hulk episode 3. And as we actually speak, I've got it playing in the background. Obviously on mute. Can't play it into background. And remember visuals, when I do solo podcasts, because I can feel one coming already, I get random yawns. Like I get bored or tired of hearing my own voice. So I can only imagine what you little lunatics are going to have to go through. For any of you that stick along, come on, yeah, stick along, tag along, stick with whatever the fuck I'm saying. But it's She-Hulk episode 3. Hopefully you've seen the episode because we will be spoiling it. And every now and then, sorry, you will hear this. Because my fat ass, well this chair I don't think agrees with my fat ass. I'm a big boy. I eat too many Kinder Buenos. Get over it, okay? I'll try and move it as least as I possibly can. And as I say this, we're moving. And we're good for this. But yeah, She-Hulk episode 3 is up. I think I'll do my naughty notes first. And then we'll get on to what, what happens with the episode and my thoughts and opinions and the rating and shit. So, first thing to point out is, yes, we've got Wong. Wong's here. We've all been looking forward to him. You see all the memes everywhere of Wong carrying Phase 4, blah, blah, blah. He's such a great character, to be fair. He's freaking awesome. But Wong has a LinkedIn profile, which I find that quite funny. I don't know why. I give myself a nice little chuckle there. I was watching and say, oh, Wong's got a LinkedIn profile. No ways. But also, what's pretty cool is, if I can read my own writing, what the fuck have I even written? Oh, that's what I've written. We've, obviously, we had that little montage and it was saying about, like, how can a woman have Hulk powers, blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of like taking the piss out of its critics because a lot of people are kicking off about the show, saying about how it's all feminists and whatnot and that kind of shit. I don't get that criticism. Criticise it for the, I don't know, being, if you think it's a bad show or whatever and some shit like that. But that bit doesn't bother me. Plus, we've had a She-Hulk for years. This isn't a new concept. But it poked fun at the people poking fun of it, which I always like to see. That's quite fun. This is pretty cool. We see a light elf. Obviously, we know about the dark elves and whatnot, but we see a light elf shape-shifting. It's kind of a big sort of bit of a plot in this episode. We also get the quote, Asgard isn't a place, it's people, blah blah blah. So obviously she's heard Thor or whatever say the famous speech that Odin said to his son, which is quite cool. This one I absolutely adore. Gideon Wilson, he appears because he was the lawyer that put Abomination away, and in the comics we all know that name as Sam Wilson's brother, and he was part of the Gamma Corps. He was affected by gamma waves, and they had some powers. He became a minor superhero and part of the Gamma Corps. But yeah, that name is actually to a character from the comics. That was Sam Wilson's brother, so I like seeing that one. It's now established and done dusted that Wong become the official Sorcerer Supreme, sort of on the same sort of time frame, I think, potentially maybe as Shang-Chi, just with the way that they were talking about stuff, it kind of looks like it. We get some dimension name drops, that being the mirror and shadow dimensions, which is cool. She-Hulk's comic book origin gets a nice little nod as well, because a reporter asks you, did you get these powers due to the She-Hulk because the events of a mafia hit gone wrong? And we kind of know that's kind of how it spiraled out into the comics. The Wrecking Crew are here. Now, we all know the Wrecking Crew. Originally, there were a bunch of powers that had, it was like a freak lightning strike. And they all got these, little sort of crazy weird powers. But this time around, the Wrecking Crew, they've stolen tools from an Asgardian builder or bricklayer, whatever you may be, construction guy. And they've got their own sort of little weapons that they use, crowbar and stuff. And they're actually sent by somebody to try and get some of She-Hulk's blood. So I'm assuming that whoever sent them, I haven't got any quite ideas yet. Hopefully next week I can hazard a better guess, because obviously this will be the biggest plot now going forward, with 3 episodes left, about who is this sending people out to try and get She-Hulk's blood and whatnot. We know that they're after that, but it didn't work because the needle bent and all that stuff. They couldn't get it. But it was quite fun seeing the Wrecking Crew. I enjoy them boys in the comics. But that's it for my notes. I have nothing else. So what do we... That's me. Sorry, the beautiful sound of me scrumpily dumpling out. What did we think of the episode? I thought it was a fun episode. We got the Megan of the Stallion, a lot of references, and the fact that she actually appeared. And we ended the little cutscene with twerking and all the shenanigans, and she sings that "I fuck that baddie yadda 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 yadda" whatever song. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm a fan of Megan Stallion. It's not I don't like her. I don't really know her music, and that baddie yadda it doesn't really do well for us. And I've seen a few people kick off of that saying, "Look what Marvel's come to," but I'm thinking, it's a cutscene. It's a fun little weird poke, you know, with actual pop culture and whatnot, and it's a harmless little cutscene. It doesn't really matter. I'm still enjoying the comedy out of the She-Hulk. The fourth wall stuff's still annoying us. I think we could maybe, well, not to say we can't really stop now it's done, but if it's a way of somehow breaking in Deadpool, like, if somehow she talks to the fourth wall and Deadpool talks to her back from like on the other side, however they're going to do it, I'll be like, okay, go for it, awesome. And somehow Kevin Feige and the boys might potentially find a way to bring Deadpool in via She-Hulk. We don't know. We'll wait and see. But she breaks the fourth wall. She's going, remember, this is my show. And in the middle of the thing, she's like, it's not a Wong show, and it's not one of them shows where we have loads of cameos. She's like, well, apart from Bruce and blah, blah, blah. It's the She-Hulk show. It's my show. It's still something about her. I don't know what it is, that the way she's playing Jennifer Walters, it's a little bit irritating. I can't put my finger on it. I mean, it's not that she's doing she's a bad actress or out. It's just, I look and I go, I don't know if you're truly doing the character true justice, but I'm going off the character I know from the comics. So this is obviously a new adaptation, a new version of the character, so she's obviously doing this version, the version that they want, spot on, obviously, I guess. But yeah, I like the show. I know it's not doing great with ratings and people saying the negative stuff, but it gets a nice solid, we'll give it a nice solid 8 out this week. I haven't got too much to go off. I enjoyed seeing Blonsky again, obviously, the trial and what's going down with him, getting explained why Wong was bringing him out, because it was his trials to become Sorcerer Supreme. That's one of the links as to why you think he becomes Sorcerer Supreme during the events of Shang-Chi. And all that carry on. Yeah, it was a fun episode. I like the way Bronson's going. I can't wait to see what they do in the future, because I doubt they'll be done with him. They haven't brought him back, surely, for this. Surely he needs to come back and do, whether they turn Abomination to a good guy, or if he does go out in the wild and he's naughty. I like the way he transformed in his cell, and he moved his slippers and whatnot, and he showed that he's a reformed man, he's a changed man. But yeah, the episode was great. It was literally mostly just the trial, well, the parole hearing of Abomination, and seeing what they can get out of there and what they can do from that. But yeah, and then obviously we ended with the big Wrecking Crew ending, and how that's going to go forward, and you know, hopefully we'll see them again. Who's this mystery person that wants the She-Hulk's blood? And where we're going to go forward with this. Wong's going to be back and forth even more now, hopefully. I like the way he vanished, the way that he rocked up the trial, the way that he explained everything. It was quite fun. It's a mad trial to have as well, to be fair. Like, one of your trials to be Sorcerer Supreme is bring Abomination and fight him in a pit. Obviously, that might be delved in a bit more future Strange stuff, or future Shang-Chi stuff, or future whatever, we'll see. But visuals, we'll leave it there because I'm on my own. I don't want to bore the life out of you completely. I don't want to drone you on too much, because I probably do it enough. But visuals, thank you so much for watching. That was my review for She-Hulk episode 3, spoiler heavy. What did you think of the episode? You likes and dislikes and whatever. Visuals, thank you for watching. More keeping you and keep on keeping out.